Hello, my dear children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. So, my dear children, you can see on your screen. Okay. So, in today's session, we are going to read about houses. Okay. Our sweet home. Okay. So, the houses where we live in. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn why we need house. Okay. And how many types of houses. Okay. Etc. and etc. So, let's start the chapter. So, my dear students, house is our third basic need. I already told you our first basic need was food, then second basic need was clothes, and now the third our basic need is house. House is our third basic need. We all need a house to live in. Okay, we all need a house. Okay, we all need a house where we live. Our house protect us from heat, cold, dust, wind and rain. So our house protect us from sun rays, cold, rains and dust. Okay. It also protect us from stray animals and insects. Our house also protect us from dangerous animals, okay, as well as insects. Now, what are the types of houses? Okay, what are the types of houses? See, there are many types of houses. People choose to live in different types of houses depending upon the place, climate, and the number of family members. Okay, see, all human beings live in the house. Okay, but the construction of those houses completely depend upon the area where you live. Suppose a person, okay, suppose a human population is living at icy and cold area. Okay, at icy and cold area, people live at the houses made up of snow named as igloo. Okay, and on the other hand side, like Mesenram and Cherrapunji, which is located in Meghalaya, I hope you learn, I hope you have ever listened about this name. Okay, have you ever heard about the Mesenram and Cherrapunji name? This is the two areas where the most, okay, rainfall happened. Okay, and those two places are located in Meghalaya, which is a state of our India. Okay, see, in those areas people build bamboo houses. Okay, people build bamboo houses, but on the other hand side, hmm, people who lives in plain areas like UP, Bihar, they build pakka houses. They build houses which we build with the help of bricks, cements, stones. Okay, so let's see. First type of your house is kacha house. Okay, first type of house is your kacha house. Now, what is the meaning of kacha house? Let's see. Some houses are made up of mud. Okay, some houses are made of mud. They have roofs made of dried leaves and mud tiles. Okay, and kacha houses are made up of mud, and the roof of those kacha houses are made up of dried leaves, the leaves which are dry up, and mud tiles. Here you can see, my dear students, this is a mud hut. Here you can see this area is made up of mud, and this portion is the roof. The construction of roof was done with the help of dried leaves and mud tiles. Okay, on the other hand, you can see this is a bamboo hut. Okay, now pakka houses. What is the meaning of pakka houses? Okay, what is the meaning of pakka houses? See, houses are made of cement, brick and steel are very strong. And you know what, my dear students, the houses which are made up of cement, bricks or stones, they are very strong in nature. Okay, they are a kind of permanent house. Okay, they are called pakka houses. Pakka houses can have one floor or many floors. Okay, in kacha houses we have only one floor, that is ground floor. Okay, but on the other hand side, if you are constructing pakka houses, then you can build 2 floors, 3 floors, many floors according to your need. Each floor is called a story, okay, and the name of each floor which constructed in this pakka houses are called as story. Houses with more than four floors are called as multi-story building. Now, if anyone asks you what is the meaning of multi-story building, then immediately tell them the houses where more than four floors are constructed, they called as multi-story building. Okay, here you can see multi-story building, and the examples of multi-story buildings are our flats, our apartments. Okay. Houses in multi-story building are called flats and apartments. Flats are house built one on top of the other. Okay, now what is the meaning of flats? The meaning of flats is the construction of one house upon another house. Okay, so those houses are called as flats. Okay, now bungalow, farmhouses, and skyscrapers are also seen. Bungalows and farmhouses have lawn outside the house. Skyscrapers are very tall building with more than 50 floors. Now, my dear students, here you can see there are 2-3 new words. Bungalows. Okay. What is the meaning of bungalow? See, bungalow means a house constructed in a huge area. You can see here a bungalow is constructed in a huge area. Okay, having lawn, having separate garden. Okay, and farmhouse. Similarly, like bungalow, farmhouses are also constructed. But what is the meaning of skyscrapers? Okay, multi-story buildings means what? A building in which there are more than 4 floors. But on the other hand, my dear students, skyscraper means a building having more than 50 floors. Okay. Multi-story building there are 4 floors. But on the case of skyscrapers means a building which is touching the top of the sky, they are having more than 50 floors. Here you can see this is the example of skyscrapers. Now here comes the third type of house, temporary houses. We have some kind of temporary houses which we can with ourselves whenever we go. The first example of temporary house is tent. Okay, tent is first example of temporary house. Tents are houses that can be easily carried from one place to another. As I already told you, temporary houses means you can carry them. Okay, so tent are those houses which you can carry with yourself from one place to another place. They are very easy to build up. Okay, and you can build tent wherever you want. Okay, tents are made up of thick clothes called canvas. See, this is the example of tent. Okay, so this tent is made up of thick cloth called canvas. Tents are used mostly for camping. But why we need tent? Okay, why we need tent if we already have a house? Because whenever you are traveling, okay, and you want to spend a night in jungle or in a very beautiful lakeside area, okay, then you can build a temporary house using this tents. Okay, now the second type of temporary house is your karwa. Karwa means what? Karwa means the houses which is built on wheels, means in a bus. Okay, in a truck. Some people live in houses on wheels. This can be attached to cars or horses and moved around the country. They are called karwa. Okay, and they are attached with car, maybe horses. Okay, and they move from one country to another country. Okay, so that's why they are called as karwa. The third type of temporary house is your boat house. See, your boat house means what? House on the boat. Here you can see this is houseboat. In places where there are beautiful lakes, people live in boats that are special houses called houseboats. See, in some part of our India like Kerala, like Tamil Nadu, boat houses are built because in Kerala, I'm giving you example of one of the state of our country, Kerala. In Kerala, boat houses are very, very famous. Why? Because when people with their family came for vacation, maybe summer vacation, came for spending their vacation. They stay at these houses from for 2 day or for 3 day or maybe a 1 week. Okay, so they took houseboat for rent and spend their vacations there. You can see many houseboats in Kashmir and Kerala. Okay, so if anyone asks you, can you please tell me where we can see frequently houseboats, then you have to name the two states of India, Kerala and Kashmir. And in Kashmir, Dal Lake. Okay, now the fourth type of temporary house is your igloo. Okay, igloo is made up of snow. People in very cold and snowy areas such as Arctic region live in houses made of blocks of ice called igloos. Okay, so the people who lived in very cold area like Arctic region, Antarctica region, they build a house which is completely made up of ice. Okay, and they are called as igloos. The roof of an igloo is very low, which keeps the igloo warm. Okay, and you know what, the roof of the igloo are very warm. Okay, that's why the igloo house is warm. Okay, see here you can see this is igloo. Stilt house. Now what is the meaning of stilt house? House on poles. In places where heavy rainfall and floods are common, people build houses on stilt. Stilt are strong wooden pillars. These pillars keep the level of the stilt house above the ground. Such houses have sloping roofs to allow rainwater to run off the roof. Okay, my dear students, previously I told you about Cherrapunji and Mesendram. Okay, Cherrapunji and Mesendram are famous for their rainfall. Okay, so here you can see this is the example of a stilt house. Stilt house means what? These stilt house are made upon on bamboos. Okay, they made upon on the pillars, and those pillars are made up of wood. But why those houses are made upon pillars? Because the areas where there are heavy rainfall, there constant floods are coming. Okay, they damage their houses. That's why the people who live in those areas usually build this type of houses. Okay, so now here comes people who help us in building houses. See, we right now we learned about types of houses: kacha house, pakka house, buildings, igloo, stilt house. But you know what? How those houses are constructed? There are a group of people who help in construction of our house. Like them? See, many people help us in building a good house. You can see here an architect draws the plan of the house. You know what, suppose I just want to build a building. Okay, I want to build my house. Okay, then I'm going to take a help of a person who are going to design the house of my home. Okay, so those persons are called as architect. Here you can see a person is drawing the plan of the house. The second, a mason. Now who are the mason? The mason are people who lays the bricks. Okay, one brick upon another brick. So mason are those people who lays the bricks. The carpenter, here comes the third person. The carpenter makes the doors and windows. Now who are carpenters? You can see here, carpenters are those person who makes doors and windows using woods. Okay, and after, when the construction of house is completed, comes the role of plumber. Okay, now who is plumber? The plumber fits the water pipes and tapes. Plumbers are those person who take care of our water supply in our home. Okay, they are responsible for fitting the water pipes and tubes in our home. So they are called as plumber. Now here comes the role of electrician. Okay, so the electrician lays all the electrical wire. Okay, when our house is completed. Okay, and plumber has taken good care of the water flow in our house. Here comes the role of electricians, because we need electricity. Okay, so electricians take care of our whole electrical system in our house. And now, last but not the least, comes the role of painter. Now, who are painters? Painters paints the house. Okay, our house is made up of, see, our house is completed and all things, all necessary things are completed. Now we need to color our house. So here comes the role of painter. Painter help us to color our houses. Okay, so my dear students, you can see these are all people who help us in construction of our house. Okay, so what are those people? Architect, mason, carpenter, plumber, electricians, etc. and etc. So this is all for today's session. Now what you have to do, you have to complete your exercise which is based on this chapter. Okay, so this is for today's session. See you in the next class. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.